Good evening, everyone. This is Zero. Going to be going over the Week 3, Season 4 free champion rotations. We have a few good ones here. Let's start right at the top in alphabetical order. Just kidding, I have no idea. We have Anivia, a decent support, a fairly strong mid, not played very often. As you can see, the spell damage on her is really high, but I find she's very difficult to play. If you put a wall in the wrong spot, which is one of her abilities, is a frozen wall for 3 seconds or so, you can screw your entire team. I played with one the other day, most frustrating thing on the face of the planet, when like two of you have ulted trying to kill these people, and Anivia just walls you in and walls them out instead of walling them in. Super frustrating, but a lot of potential. A lot of potential to make those plays. Because you have a stun, a slow, some decent damage. Your passive turns you into eggs. Anivia overall is a strong champ. I just find she's difficult to play, and lacks a couple of things she needs. Mainly like one strong damage spell. But Anivia is good. You should pick her up. If you get good with her, you could probably carry a little over games. We have KArthus. Almost never played, but his ult is ridiculous. It's a global ult. It does massive damage to everybody on the enemy team, no matter where they are, unless they are either dead or have a spell shield. So yeah, his passive is amazing because it gives you 7 seconds after you die to cast your spells, which is just enough time to pop your ult off and a couple other things. He has a good slow, so I mean he's decently strong. I've played him as support, kind of works, but he's very strong mid. But you really have to land those clutch ults to either confirm kills or just swing a team fight completely in your favor. But if you don't land his ults properly, it has a really long cooldown, and you're pretty useless compared to a lot of other people. You're not completely useless, but there's a lot of people that are going to crap on you if you don't have your ult up, or you don't ult at good times. You can't solo anyone. So he's fun, but it takes a lot of positioning and a lot of map awareness, tons of map awareness, because you have to know exactly when the other team needs to be ulted. So I'd pick up KArthus, but you know what? If somebody has spell shield, your ult's not going to do anything because it has like a 2 or 2.5 second channel time, which means if you're playing against a Sivir, oh, see what I did there? She has a spell shield, so all she has to do is keep her spell shield up when she knows your ult is about off cooldown. As soon as you ult, she spell shields. She doesn't take any damage. She actually gains a little bit of mana from it. Or if anybody has I'm drawing a blank. There's an item that gives you a spell shield every 25 seconds, or 20 or 25 seconds. If they have one of those, you can't do anything because it's just going to pop that and it's going to do nothing. So you can actually have an ult that does no damage to the enemy team, even though it's a global ult that should do about 1,000 damage to each person. But Sivir is a really good champ because she has that spell shield. If you get good with using that, it's going to change your gameplay completely. I was playing against a Jinx today and was really focused on using my spell shield, and I was able to beat her because if she zapped me or flame trompered me, I spell shielded, I gained mana. She lost an ability that didn't accomplish anything, and I was able to turn around and still pop my full combo on her and just beat her down. It was really fun. She has really high attack damage. Once you get a Bloodthirster, CS-ing's no problem. And the best part about a Bloodthirster is all of her stuff scales straight off ADs, which is fantastic. Super good wave clear. I would play Sivir. The only problem is she has really short auto attack range, so you've really got to be good at your positioning again, or you're going to get stomped by somebody like Caitlyn. And then we move on. We have Malphite. Now Malphite's the opposite of everyone we've talked about so far because they're all kind of squishy. Malphite is a crazy good tank. His passive is every 10 seconds he gets a shield equal to 10% of his total health. So if you have 5,000 health, every 10 seconds you get 500 health shield. Now, if somebody hits you in between, it doesn't start to regen, so it has to be 10 seconds of not taking damage before it regens. Or damage from champions, I can't remember exactly. I think it's damage in general. Now, he's a really good support or a good jungle. He's played top sometimes. His biggest thing is his utility. So he has a Q that steals movement speed, so it takes it from somebody else, gives it to him. He has a ground slam, which lowers people's attack speed in the nearby area by large amounts. He has an ability that gains armor, as well as increases his damage, which not that huge deal, but if you increase his damage and increase his armor, he's going to be able to tank a little bit longer, which is fabulous and make him a little bit more of a threat, so people actually have to try to kill you. His ult is one of the best ults in the game. You can argue with me, but it's one of the best. It's a large gap closer that throws enemies airborne for 1.5 seconds, I believe. It might be 2, but I think it's 1.5. It does 300 damage, and everything he has scales off AP. So you build like a Rylai's, Rod of Ages. You do fairly well with him. That's why he's such a good support, because he has all of that peel. He can just peel for days, and it's ridiculous. So I would definitely pick up Malphite support. I've been maining him a little bit in ranked and doing quite well with him. People don't really know how to deal with a support with that much peel that has 4,000 plus health not too long into the game. So I'd pick up Malphite. He's really strong. We have Orianna. If you're not good at the game, don't play Orianna because she's hard to play. As you can see, her difficulty bar is to the top. The thing is, she craps damage. She can zone really well, but you have to keep track of two things. You have to keep track of the ball, you have to keep track of Orianna. Because if Orianna gets out of place, you're dead. If your ball's out of place, you're dead. Because you have to account for travel time on your ball, because you send it out, and it's always a threat. So your opponent knows it's there, they have to avoid it. So you can zone them out of parts of the lane. However, if they jump on you and your ball is far away, you have to wait for it to get to you, at which point it's your entire, all of your skills depend on the ball. So if the ball is not close enough to you to use quickly, you can just die. And there's nothing you can do. You can't do damage or anything. So it's difficult because you have to manage all of that, and also you have to manage your autos and your passive. So she's challenging to play, but as you get better, pick up Orianna because she's a really strong mid, really good, and really fun to play. But you really have to get her down. I've played her a bit, but I don't think I'm really quite at the level where I can play her to her potential, even at my skill level. I mean, like, at my skill level, as in the level at which I play, not like I'm so good and I'm still not good enough to use her. I mean, like, I'm bronze 2, I pretty much belong there, and I'm not good enough to compete with her in bronze 2, even though I love playing her and play her quite a bit, because she's so hard to play. We have Draven, who also has the same amount of difficulty, but I feel is not nearly as hard to play, because all you have to do is Q, and then grab the axe, because it'll make the axe bounce, you grab it when it comes back, and you just crap damage on everyone. You have a global ult, you have a speed boost, you have a friggin' crowd control that pops people to the side. Like, he's so ridiculously good, and I don't feel like he really merits the full difficulty. I'm sure you can do better and better with him, like, has a really high skill cap, but I don't think to play him at a competent level at whatever your skill level is, Draven really is a max difficulty champion. He's quite easy. All ADCs are quite easy to play in the mechanics. But yeah, I would pick up Draven because he just craps damage. And if you're good at getting his passive, which is League of Draven, each time you catch a bouncing axe or kill a minion, I think. I could be wrong, don't quote me on that. But I know it's when you catch an axe. You get a stack, and when you pop those stacks by killing a champion, you get 1 gold per stack, which is just fantastic. So if you have if you've caught 200 axes, you get 200 gold extra for kill, which is insane. That's a whole extra kill. We have Kha'Zix, who has been seeing a resurgence lately in the game. He's been getting played more. He's strongest in the jungle. He can be played mid. His biggest thing is he does tons of damage. He doesn't get overly tanky. And he needs to deal isolation damage, which means he has to find an enemy that's by themselves, and he can destroy them every time, unless you're really bad. But in a team fight, he's not going to get that isolation bonus because there's 5 people in one group, because he does more damage if he catches them alone. So you really want to kind of focus on ganking mid and top when you're jungling, or just finding somebody kind of wandering through your jungle, and you can destroy them because you get like a 20% buff to your damage, which at any point in the game, that makes you terrifying. So Kha'Zix, you really got to focus on your positioning and map awareness, because if there's 2 people in the jungle, they're all likelihood going to kill you. I mean, obviously, 2 versus 1, they're going to kill you most times. But you don't want to go on somebody if you know somebody else is close, because there's a waste of your time, there's a chance you're going to die. Whereas if you know they're by themselves, there's almost no chance they're going to kill you. Let's be real. You're a giant bug that's pissed off and does more damage when you're alone with them. Yeah, whatever. And then Elise. Elise is a really strong jungle. Part of the reason is that if you build her tanky AP, you could just crap on people. She gets tanky in the jungle. She has her jump up in the air and spider form abilities. She's a really strong set of abilities in both forms. She has a stun, and she has a decently quick clear, and she does lots of damage as well. You can get lots of tanks. Anybody can get really tanky and still do damage is perfect, because that means they have to kill you in a team fight, which means they're wasting time trying to kill you from 3.5k health instead of killing Draven from 2,000. So they're trying to kill you, and you've got a lot more MR and armor than he does. So they're really focused on killing you because you crap damage, but they have to pick between you and Draven, and a lot of the times they'll pick the wrong one. So you want to be tanky and deal damage, and Elise fits that for sure. Super good jungle, super good ganks. Nami is a really good support, but has a really high skill cap, which makes her a bad support at my level of play, because we have a really low skill cap, or we are really low skilled. She has a stun that's really long, but it's a really small area of effect, and it's hard to land. Her ult is ridiculously easy to use, so that's okay. It's just a giant wave that does damage and knocks everybody up, so good choice. If you can get good with Nami, you're gonna carry your games till you get to a little bit higher level, but you have to get good with her. So I highly recommend picking up Nami this week, seeing if maybe you can figure out how she plays. She's got like an attack that does a heal. She has a really strong kit, and you've got to be good with her to use her. So I strongly recommend picking up Nami and seeing what you can do with it this week. So this is my review of Week 3, Season 4, Free Champion Rotation. Comments, questions, remarks down below, and I look forward to playing with you soon. I'd just like to know what you guys think of this. Is there other information you'd like me to add, or did I add too much? Just let me know what you think of this video, and hopefully the next one will be better. Have a great night.